But again, this case is extraordinary and is what is required to be done. Okay, let's talk about our next steps. Thank you very, very much for what I think is a very productive status conference. Oh,
Yep.
well, what we haven't
Yep.
talked about is your inspections of the
Yep.
electronics, clothing, and DNA. Ordinarily, that is done by contacting the prosecutor and saying, under what conditions do you want this to happen? Because you and or your investigator have to go to the property room, have it taken out from property, etc. Now, some things you're going to want to photograph, some things you're going to look at. If there's any testing of materials that needs to be done, you're going to have to file a specific motion on that, because that's going to require samples. It's going to require supervision by the lab. And that requires some extra things to be done. But in terms of just looking at, say, the knife that was used, or the fingerprint standards, or the fingerprint cards on the latents fingerprints that were taken off of the knife. I don't know if you have them or not, but that would be the standard operating procedure. You'll let me know. Can you guys coordinate on this examination?
So, Your Honor, we previously had coordinated. The detectives were available, the state was available, we reserved it, and defense canceled the inspection, the visual inspection, to be clear, because their expert that they were bringing along would be out sick. They said not unavailable.
Okay.
So we will reschedule that when the defense has asked, but it has not been rescheduled at this point.
Okay.
And
can I suggest the process of when one person cancels, they provide the next date right there, and everybody agrees on, oh, gee, my expert's unavailable on Thursday, but he'll be available on Monday. Okay? Because that's what needs to be happening in this case. I'm sure, like I said, I know you guys are working hard. I've got it. But once you do that visual inspection, Ms. Riello, then you're going to want to determine what you might need to scientifically test, I would imagine.
Your Honor, there's one thing on the items that are actually at or on the shelf or wherever they are at the Hialeah Police Department. If Your Honor recalls, during the proceeding on April 3rd, Ms. Morales stated that the phone itself was still in the possession, was not able to be inspected because it was in the possession of the Secret Service. Subsequent to April 3rd, on May 20th, we've received a partial extraction. So I would like to know, one, when we're receiving the full extraction, and if that phone is back at HPD for us to inspect it.
No, Judge, they have the complete extraction. What's been given to them was the complete extraction. If you'll recall, what happened was we did not, I don't remember at which date, but it's been months. The initial extraction did not have the deleted items on it. We then got the rest of it, which had like 80,000 more, I don't remember exactly, but a significant number more pages of responses. And that is the copy that was given to defense, was the complete and full extraction.
Where is the phone now?
Judge, I don't know because I haven't asked, since we have all of the materials off the phone, but I can look into it. I don't know.
Please do so, because if it's back with Hialeah, if you want an additional examination of the phone, Ms. Riello, you'll submit an order on that, and you're going to have to provide to me the name of the analyst that you want to use and what tools he anticipates using. Now, I may order that to be done in the presence of someone from Metro-Dade or Hialeah that has experience in cell phone extractions and examination, to make sure that the exhibit is not improperly handled or tampered with. We've done this before. I actually have an order in that regard. So you'll provide a name if you want to do further examination of the phone. You'll provide the name of the expert, and that expert will be working under some guidelines to make sure that the integrity of the evidence is preserved. So you'll let me know what you want to do with that. I think I'm probably going to order up another status conference like this within the next 3 weeks to see where you are. And we'll see how our trial schedule opened up. But other than the phones, as far as the physical inspection, one, you guys are going to coordinate and set up a physical inspection. Any type of electronic evidence, you're going to, or scientific examination, that'll be by subsequent motion. Okay. Anything else y'all would like to? That's a lot of stuff we've done today, and thank you. Is there anything else y'all would like to do today?
The only thing I want to mention, Your Honor, because I didn't want to interrupt and we moved on, is just to going back really quickly to your thoughts on a potential future trial date.
Say that again. Potential what?
Future trial date, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Is that, as I mentioned, a number of depositions that had been scheduled were canceled, and we're in the process of rescheduling, and we have sent out some dates at the beginning of November. And then also that, as for the state, we're also waiting to see if there will be any affirmative defenses or any experts necessary, and we do not have any. There has been nothing of that kind done yet, so I just wanted to mention that may take some time.
Well, if you guys are thinking of depositions in November, you're going to be way short, because if we're envisioning a December 2 trial date, you're going to be way short. My suggestion is y'all need to be figuring out a week or two where you can get everybody that you need into the room. And Ms. Riello, I suggest getting the most important witnesses at the top of your list. If you guys need my assistance, and I have offered this before, I will set aside 2 weeks where every witness in this case shows up here and you depose until you're done. And they'll be under my summons. So I'm going to ask you if you guys can cooperate to expedite your discovery schedule here. As I said, it's an extraordinary case, and we owe it to Derek to get this case finished as quickly as possible. I'm sure you feel that way as well, Ms. Riello.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so I'm going to ask Mr. Frankel to prepare this order with regard to 2 minor matters that we've done. First off is just to recap, the Facebook printouts will be available at the time of the deposition of the detective, and any further disclosure of them will be after motion. I've ordered all text messages with regard to Alosagi and Ramos.